Bit overripe, that one. Best I could do this week. People just never die when it suits you. Do they, Doctor? Oh, beg your pardon, Baron.
You don't have to count it. It's all there.
Always is, always is. See you next week.
Lynch,
Yeah.
I may need you sooner than next week. Something very special this time.
Oh, I like that. Very special. Has a ring of money to it, eh?
I want a corpse dead no longer than 6 hours. 200.
No, 500.
300.
Done. Let's say I'm a patron of science. But I can't promise.
Results, not promises.
I don't understand your trusting him so much.
Money, Charles, is a miracle drug for people like Lynch. Such a grotesque dream. Or perhaps he shall be a nightmare.
Would it matter?
Not to me, not if I can give him life. That's worth anything.
Including your own life?
Even that.
To succeed in creating life is the ultimate achievement. To hesitate, to fear, to doubt now would make everything I've ever done pointless, empty.
This is my life.
But to create life, shouldn't man leave that to God?
Here on Earth, man is God.
Go to bed, Charles. Tanya will arrive in the morning. You'll want to look your best.
Good night.
Good night.
Charles! Well, I thought I would at least deserve a hello.
I'm sorry, Tanya. I'm very happy to see you. Your father and I were always happy to see you. Here, let me help you.
Thank you.
How lovely you look. Thomas! Thomas, come here. Thomas? Would you please take Mademoiselle's luggage? Take the luggage inside. Luggage inside, eh? Tanya? Your father is still dressing. He worked rather late last night.
As usual. Is he still experimenting with animal transplants?
Well, you know how he is. He's been at it for 20 years. He'll be at it for another 20, but tell me about the university.
Well, except for my studies, it was rather boring. But I didn't go there to socialize. Aren't you pleased? I'm like my father, stubborn. When I want something, I get it. And I did. First of my class. I'm now a licensed surgeon.
Congratulations, Doctor.
Father! Father! Oh, so
My
nice to
little
see
girl.
you. Oh.
Is that the way for a licensed surgeon to behave?
This one does.
Oh, yeah, Jack Morgan. Poor son of a bitch. They're gonna hang him good. Snap his neck for sure.
What about Simon? You and Harry with me?
Poor son of a bitch, Jack Morgan. Never did like him, though. Neither did you, right?
I'm waiting, yes or no?
Yeah, I'm with you, Tom.
And Harry?
Where I go, he goes.
Toast to Jack Morgan. Long may he die.
But you have heard this story many times before.
It doesn't matter, Father. It's a charming story. You know, Father, the name Frankenstein still echoes through the halls of the university.
I'm not surprised, but I stopped caring about those fools when I left them with their hands clapped over their ears 30 years ago. Please sit down, Charles. Your leg must be tired.
No, it's fine. Thank you.
Was it difficult? I mean, very difficult being my daughter.
Sometimes. Mostly it was my being a woman. The professors have a lot of old-fashioned ideas about a woman's place.
I'm sure you will make a fine surgeon.
Thank you, Charles. But I do not want to be merely a fine surgeon.
What do you want?
To assist you, Father, in your work. You know, since I was a youngster, I was always interested in your experiments. Each summer when I was here, I would sneak into your laboratory.
But it was always locked.
I know. But I discovered the other way. The one through the wall, the bedroom wall.
Huh. Well, you little devil.
I was always curious. I still am. I'm curious to see how far you have progressed and to show you my own progress.
I shall be delighted to discuss it with you, of course, as doctor to doctor.
Good. But I must warn you that my ideas are quite radical. Even more so than yours, Father.
Really?
Of course. I am my father's daughter.
You are referring to animal transplants.
Human.
Why another 100?
This order's very delicate. There are certain people that have to be paid in advance.
What people?
Well, Baron, you know, I can't tell you. Professional ethics.
Don't speak to me of ethics.
If you want what you want, it will cost you another 100. The way I see it, Baron, you don't have any choice.
I'll have to get it for you.
Take your time and don't worry, I won't sit down. I wouldn't want to damage this wonderful furniture.
Excuse me. I was looking for my father.
Would that be Dr. Marshall?
It would not.
Well, I never thought the Baron had it in him.
But Dr. Marshall would.
No, not on his best night. A drink, eh?
Much too early.
Never too early. For anything.
My dear sir, you are an obnoxious man. Extremely vulgar. And I'm certain that whatever you are thinking is merely fantasy on your part. I would say that you spend too much time alone in your fantasies.
Yeah.
Be careful. It will soften your brain far quicker than whiskey.
How can somebody so lovely be such a bitch?
It depends on the company I'm with. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry. I didn't know you had a visitor.
Mr. Lynch,
Yes.
I will see you out.
Always a pleasure to talk to a lady. Good day, lady.
Father, I said I was sorry.
I heard you.
Oh, yeah.
200 now. 200 on delivery. When will it be?
Very soon.
When?
They're hanging Jack Morgan day after tomorrow.
So?
So he's your man.
Well, I don't suppose you'll be missing Jack Morgan very much.
About as much as I would miss you, Captain.
That really depresses me, Lynch. Because one day you'll be shaking hands with Morgan in hell.
Oh, I'll save my other hand for you, Captain.
You don't have much time, Lynch. You're sure to make a mistake one day. And that's the day I'll own you. And it won't be just jail for you. You're too clever for that. It's the hanging line. That's what you want, and I'll see you get what you want. It's the least I can do.
Maybe you will, maybe you won't.
Oh, I will.
Yeah?
I will, Lynch.
Did you hear?
Doctor.
What are you doing here?
I was on my way to town when I saw the people. Why? What's going on?
Something I'd rather you not see.
A hanging.
I've never seen a hanging.
Nor will you see this one.
Now, Father, I may be a woman, but I am also a doctor. Death is nothing new to me.
This is not death, Tanya. This is legalized murder.
Maybe she should stay to see the difference.
Maybe she should.
Thank you, Charles.
Don't thank him yet.
Are you ready, Jack?
And what if I made any difference,
Just
you
a
idiot?
short step from here.
Why didn't I ever cut your throat?
Seunte seum clamidem conciniam circundederum tei, et plectentes coronam de spinis expuentes in eum acceperunt arundi.
Ready.
Requiem aeternam dona ei, Domine, et lux perpetua lucea tei. Amen.
Tanya knows about the animals.
But how?
I don't know. She asked me why you still had them, and I didn't. What are we going to do?
Not
Tanya
natural.
mustn't find out what...
Whoa! Hey up, Baron.
Good work, Lynch. Good work.
Thank you.
Charles.
Go on, Turner. Earn your money. Yes, sir, Baron. I really like doing business with you. It's clean and it's quiet.
Was it difficult?
As difficult as drinking a bottle of whiskey. And you can see that's not very difficult.
How much blood?
1 liter this time. Good. Now we're ready.
Tanya.
I'm sorry, but I couldn't.
I was hoping you wouldn't do this.
So this is why you no longer use the animals. Human transplants.
Tanya, will you please leave?
But I can help you.
You don't understand.
I do, Father. I do. What are you going to do with the brain?
Tanya, please.
Father, will you both stop treating me like a child? I'm a doctor, a surgeon. I even think like you do.
No.
It's impossible. Charles.
It is not impossible, Tanya.
But the heart, the brain, you have to keep them alive.
Yes, we've done it before.
Inside another human body?
We don't need a human body.
But you are going to put Morgan's heart and brain into that creature.
Tanya, no more questions.
But Father...
I don't want you to get involved. If anything should go wrong, the law would hold you equally responsible. And I don't want that to happen.
Soon I'll tell you everything. Please be patient.
I'll try. Good luck.
Is everything ready?
Ready.
Timing device, quickly.
Timing device ready, Doctor.
Set it.
Give it a few more seconds. I hope Mr. Morgan's brain is as cooperative.
It will be, Charles. So for the past 20 years, my experiments with animal transplants have been pointed to this week. All the abuses I have endured from my friends, all the accusations against my sanity, and worse, will be thrown into their sanctimonious faces.
Looking for something?
Yes, clouds. I need a storm for my final step, an electrical storm. For only lightning will give the creature life. That's why I haven't transplanted the heart and the brain. Oh, I can keep them alive indefinitely in the laboratory, but once I transplant them, they'll survive only a few hours unless they're activated by lightning.
I want to see how you keep them alive.
You shall.
You will succeed, Father.
I will. I promise you I will. And the medical world will be brought to its knees.
I want that so much. To see you realize your dream. Something that no one will ever take away from you.
They won't have to. I'll give it to them. Gladly.
Doctor, quickly. Just below the cortex.
In the white matter?
No, further down, in the gray matter. See? The hypothalamus is damaged. It's no good, Doctor. It must be repaired.
There isn't time.
We must make the time. You cannot use a damaged brain.
To what extent is it damaged? Perhaps it's minor.
And if it isn't, the hypothalamus is the main center of the automatic nervous system. You may be creating something that cannot function. What good would that be? To give it life and just let it lie there, nothing more?
We'll have to take that risk.
What about anger and pleasure? Two emotions connected to the damaged part of the brain. Two vital emotions. Either one in excess could be devastating. Correct the damage first.
There isn't time, Charles. Every minute cuts into the life of that heart. 20 years. I can't throw away 20 years by minutes.
But think, Doctor.
Think, no. Instinct. Instinct changes the world, not thought, and my instinct tells me to transplant that brain right now. If you won't help me, I'll do it alone.
Very well, then.
Thank you, Charles.
Open it. worry, Charles. Everything will be fine. Man's will be done. Close the skylight. Hurry, Charles. Nothing. All we can do is wait.
But it's face.
Devil with his face. I don't care what he looks like. I want him to live. Failed, Charles. You were right. I should have taken time to repair the brain damage.
It probably wouldn't have made any difference. The effect of the damage would only show after the brain was reactivated.
We'll never know. And to never know is more frustrating than failure.
Take a long rest, Doctor. Then we can begin again.
I'm afraid not. No use trying to make me feel better. It's too late for me, Charles. Perhaps Tanya will succeed. Will you help her?
Of course. But wait and see how you feel in a month or so. You may change your mind.
I'll feel the same. I don't even know if I want her to attempt it.
A moment ago you did.
That was just self-indulgence. The whole experiment may have been a mistake.
No, it wasn't.
Who can say, Charles? Perhaps there are some things man should leave to God. Never thought I'd hear myself say. He's alive. Pete. Step back, Charles. Now. See. If this is really only taking place in our minds. Sit up. Sit up! Stand. Stand!
We've done it, Charles. We've done it. Look at it. Go get Tanya. She was here this moment. Hurry, get her.
Come forward. Come forward! Another step. Another step.
Tanya. Tanya? He's done it. It's alive. It's alive.
Oh, Charles. Oh. You're going to have to tell me all about... What are those footsteps?
Tanya, be quiet, please.
My father. What about my father? Father.
Tanya. Tanya.
I'm all right now, Charles.
I've got to get the police.
No. Not yet.
Tanya, I must.
Do you want to disgrace my father?
Your father's dead and you're worried about his name? You cannot keep this from the police.
Not his death. Only the creature.
That's impossible. What if it kills again? Its brain is damaged. I warned your father, but... Tanya, no. We must tell Harris.
Yes, tell him. But tell him it was a robber.
But there is Morgan's body.
What did you do with the other corpses?
The lie tank.
Put Morgan in it. Then you can go to Harris. Please, Charles.
I don't know, Tanya. What could you hope to gain?
Time. Time to think of some way to save my father's reputation. Please, Charles.
Animal organs, I believe.
Yes, of course. My father has been experimenting in animal transplants.
Very interesting. You saw this robber. A big man, you say? Yes, he would have to be a very big man. Big enough to... What did he steal?
Nothing as far as I can tell. I haven't had time to check everything.
My father must have surprised him.
I would think it was your father who was surprised. But what would a robber be doing in a laboratory?
He wouldn't have known it was a laboratory. He must have seen the light and he wanted to investigate.
Perhaps. You said he was a very big man. How big would you say?
I don't know. I was asleep.
At least half a foot taller than you, Captain.
Oh, really? That would make him more than 7 feet tall. Are you sure, Dr. Marshall?
Well, half a foot then. After all, he was running away when I saw him.
I thought you said you saw him with the Baron earlier.
Yes, but all that registered in my mind then was this hulk of a man gripping the Baron.
And then you entered a few moments after this robber killed the Baron.
I tried to stop him, but he threw me aside quite easily, and I couldn't...
And that was the time when you saw him run out?
Yes.
But you weren't hurt?
No, I wasn't.
How very fortunate. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure this has been quite an ordeal for both of you. Oh, by the way, the young man...
Thomas?
Thomas. Where was he?
He doesn't live here. He comes each morning very early.
Thank you.
He didn't believe us.
Of course he did. He just tried to impress me. You are marvelous, Charles. Thank you.
What now?
Now we wait.
Yeah, there's no place better on a sunny afternoon than right here. Just so long as I know with my wife.
Good Lord, it's Sarah Wills. Get the wagon, hurry.
Nice, cheerful place you have here, Lynch. Very fashionable. It's like something out of an insane asylum. Yes, you do have the taste of a connoisseur. The taste of a man who truly knows what is obscene, vulgar, erotic, and simply grotesque. It's very clever the way everything blends together. How things seem to balance. Not one piece out of place. Not 1 inch of space wasted. It's truly remarkable. I am impressed. Lynch, you're such an ugly man.
What's wrong, Captain? All your cells empty this morning?
Oh, on the contrary. As a matter of fact, some friends of yours were kind enough to spend the night with me.
I don't have any friends.
Oh, but you do. There's Simon Burke and Harry Morris, and not to mention Jim Turner, and that other fellow, the little one with the hunchback.
Were they drunk?
Very. You see, they started a brawl in the tap, the sawmill. You do know the place.
Vaguely. But what does 4 drunks have to do with me, huh?
You see, the fight was over which one of them was going to pay for the entire bill, which was quite substantial. Your friend's drink, you know.
You still haven't answered my question, Captain.
Oh, haven't I?
No.
Well, let me put it this way. Where do 4 such men come upon enough money for each of them to be able to pay for himself and the other 3?
Maybe they earned it.
Maybe, but doing what? Simon and Harry, they can't earn much. After all, how many hangings do we have?
Not enough to suit you, Captain.
Lynch, you disappoint me. I don't pass sentence on anyone. I only arrest them. Drinking alone?
No, he wasn't. Are you in the mood, Captain?
2 of those men work for you, and I can't see you paying anyone enough to buy a decent dinner, let alone a night's drinking for 4 men.
All right, Captain. I wouldn't. Maybe they found other work. Something that pays a police captain's wages.
I'm not laughing, Lynch. Just tell me what kind of work they do for you, since you have no legitimate business. Oh, I know you're a banker of sorts, loaning out money at exorbitant rates of interest. But you're hired help. What?
They are collectors. They collect money for me.
Yes, I'm sure they do. Well, I'll leave you to your whatever a man like you calls it.
The same thing a man like you calls it.
One day, Lynch, you're going to tell me the wrong thing at the right time.
It's useless, Tanya. You won't find the solution there. There isn't one anywhere.
I have the solution, Charles. I'm only looking for a way to make it happen. Will you help me?
If I can.
Will you help me?
I cannot commit myself until I know what you consider the solution.
Another creature.
Tanya, it took your father and me 3 years to construct the first one.
Mine will take less than 3 weeks.
Even if it took 3 hours, it would be too late.
Then there's been another killing.
2. I didn't want to tell you. I was in town today. Everyone in the village is speaking about the monster. That is what they call your father's life's work, a monster, and they're right.
They are not right! My father was a genius, and his creation will...
It will do nothing but kill. You don't understand. Even without the damage to the brain, the creature has the mind of a murderer. It kills for the sake of killing. It must be destroyed. And Harris will destroy it.
How can a man destroy it? No, Charles. There's only one solution. To create a second creature.
You'll be creating another monster?
Not a monster. An executioner. Our creature will kill my father's murderer.
No, it's impossible. Even if you found the right brain, your creature, despite the superhuman strength induced by the lightning, it would need a physical body strong enough to support it. Where would you find such a man?
And that's my proposition. 500 pounds if you find me the right person.
Yeah, well, what makes you think I can?
My father told me. It's all written in his diary. He gave you a lot of money in the 3 years.
I don't want money from you.
I see.
I knew you would. Just for one night. Then I'll find you your man. It won't cost you a thing.
It will. I feel nothing but repulsion for you.
I don't give a damn how you feel about me. It ain't your feelings I want.
Your price is too high.
Then go peddle your money elsewhere.
I think Captain Harris would find my father's diary very enlightening.
My selling corpses wouldn't surprise anyone. But your father buying them, now that would give everybody plenty to talk about, eh? Wouldn't it, miss? No, think about it. No one else can help you. No one. After all, what's one night out of your life? It can't kill you. And after, you can take a bath and everything will be brand new again.
I'll kill him. I'll kill him!
You need a drink, Charles. I don't see why you're so upset. A man like Lynch cannot be taken seriously.
Still, I would kill him for even suggesting that
Thank you, Charles. I didn't know that you felt so much about my reputation. I'm sorry. Of course you do. You are a gentleman. And so you only think of me as untouchable.
You're wrong.
Am I? Do you ever think of touching me?
Tanya, please.
Does it really bother you to know that a man like Lynch desires me?
No. Only that he was vulgar enough to reveal it to you.
You never really believed in my father's dream. You only stayed because of me.
What if I did?
Then why didn't you tell me? Because you were afraid. You've always been afraid. You are afraid now. We don't need Lynch. All we need is each other. I found him. Thomas.
Thomas?
Yes, Thomas. Physically, he's perfect. His body's strong and beautiful. Be honest, wouldn't you like to have such a body?
What does that have to do with me?
Everything, because you love me. I know you do. But you've never done anything about it. Instead of your love for me giving you strength, you let it melt your spine.
Stop
You
it.
let it fester inside of you until all you could do was to look at me with those weird, hurt eyes. With the eyes of an old man. With the eyes of a cripple who could never even dream that I could love him.
Could you? Could you love me?
Yes. If you look like Thomas.
Then love Thomas!
I can't love Thomas. He hasn't your mind. Think of it. Think of me. Think of possessing me. Would you like to have my body bend to you? Would you like to make love to me?
Yes. Yes. Yes!
You can. I can make it possible.
My brain and my heart in Thomas's body.
His heart is as gentle as yours. Thomas, with your brain, there's a man I could truly love.
No. I won't kill Thomas for you. I'm not a murderer.
You were ready to kill Lynch.
That was different.
Murder is murder. Do it, Charles. I'll help you. I'll be your wife. I'll give you everything.
Go.
You tell me.
Do you like it?
Yes, very much.
I've had that ring for a long time. I'd never dared hope to see you wearing it.
Good morning, Charles. Don't think of Thomas now. Think of him after. The way he will be.
In here. Come. In here. He's in there. It's a terrible sight. Isn't it a terrible sight? Oh, terrible. Terrible sight. Blood in my life. I'm here. I don't want to blow.
Wrench, you cheated me.
Run.
Tom Lynch is dead.
Last night. Killed by the same man who murdered your father. And Lynch wasn't robbed either, Miss Frankenstein.
It's Mrs. Marshall now.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And this man, anyone seen him? Anyone still alive?
The young man who was with Sarah Wills, John Masters.
And this Mr. Masters, what did he see?
He claims it wasn't a man. He said it was a monster. But he was too frightened to satisfy me. However, there's one more witness I would believe.
Who is he?
Seth Atkins' son. He saw the murderer kill his mother. But the lad's in shock. If and when I'm ever able to talk to him, I'll...
That poor boy.
Sorry to bother you, Mrs. Marshall.
I'll see you out, Captain.
Thank you. You know, I've been wondering, Mrs. Marshall, why would you visit Tom Lynch, especially at his place, and at night?
The Baron owed him money, and my wife went to pay it back.
Wouldn't it have been better to send for him?
Really, Captain? A man like Lynch here?
Of course. But then I would think Dr. Marshall should have gone, not you.
It was my father's business which made it mine. Nobody else's.
Quite. What I don't understand is why would your father owe Lynch money?
I find your probing thoroughly impertinent.
It always is. Thank you again, and good night. Oh, one thing more. You don't believe in monsters, do you?
Of course not.
I do.
Wait till we've finished.
You're worse than Lynch was. Hey, Jim. You sure Dr. Marshall will want it?
Am I sure? Sure, I'm sure. Whatever the Baron was doing with the corpses, Dr. Marshall was helping him. So it must be sure that he's still doing what they were doing. He'll thank us good.
To hell with his thanks.
He'll thank us good.
Money, as long as he pays us good. Come on, this ain't my favorite way to make a living.
Hey, I ain't gonna...
Shh, Jim. Shut up. Listen.
I don't hear nothing.
Captain. I was here early, like always. I keep a clean place, you know. I always clean it every morning when I come.
I see. Thank you very much, Mr. Stone.
Clean it up. Yes, sir. I always try to keep a clean place. That's what I keep.
Yes, I understand.
A nice, quiet place.
Thank you very much.
Great
That'll
progress.
be all.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's beginning to make a lot of sense. Get those shovels. Dig it up. Then dig up every one of them dated within the last 2 months.
Just what do you expect to find, sir?
Not a damn thing.
Oh, no, Thomas. I wasn't laughing at you. Don't be mad at me.
No, not mad. Never mad at you.
Well, that's very kind of you. Come here, I'll help you. There.
I will do it.
On the chair. There. That's better, isn't it? Sit down, Thomas. Sit down. That's it. You actually do understand what's going on, don't you? You're beautiful. May I help you, young lady?
Oh, good day. I'm looking for my brother.
Your brother? You must have the
Tommy.
wrong...
Thomas Stack.
Ah, he's not here. Have you tried at his home?
I went there first.
I've not seen him for a few days. Perhaps he's gone on a trip.
Tommy? Where would he be? He was never out of the county.
It's possible. Perhaps my father's death had something to do with it.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Yes, Thomas was very fond of him, and his death must have shocked him.
Oh, yes, perhaps.
I'm really sorry, but I can't help you. I'm sure Tommy will be here soon. Are you living at the inn?
I shall be.
Ah, fine. I'll tell him. He'll be so happy to see you.
Thank you,
Mrs. Marshall.
I'm so sorry to trouble you, Mrs. Marshall.
Oh, no trouble. We're all very fond of your brother.
I'm sure you are. Good day.
Tonight, you and I will help Thomas to become a whole human being. And my father, he will live again, but with the fame he was meant to have. Charles?
I liked him, Tanya. I really did.
Think of tonight, Charles. Only of tonight.
People are talking. They're saying that Baron Frankenstein is responsible. They're saying that he created that monster.
It killed him, remember?
But it didn't kill his daughter.
What does she have to do with it?
Well, you know how people are, Captain, especially when they're scared. Right now, they're so scared they may do anything. Just anything. Something real crazy, maybe. To them, the name Frankenstein is 6 leagues below Satan himself. And they don't care who's wearing it. Come on, John.
What's wrong? You can't change your mind now. It's too late, Tanya. I killed Thomas. You've got to make the means justify the end, for my sake.
What if I fail? Charles,
Then you fail. I'd rather give my life to you than to the hangman. Is everything clear? No questions?
No questions.
Remember that I love you.
I'll remember.
Now smile for me. That's the last thing I want to see. Thank you. Now begin.
I do not appreciate your intrusions, Captain.
I'm trying to find your father's murder, Mrs. Marshall, and I don't see how that could be an intrusion.
Of course, you're right. Please forgive me. I've been up all night with my husband.
Then he's seriously ill.
It could be. He's resting now, and after my breakfast, so will I. Have you made any progress, Captain?
Not much, but the murderer has. 2 more men have been killed, Jim Turner and Bill Jessup. They worked for Lynch. Oh, you wouldn't know them. They're not exactly the kind you'd invite to tea.
Everything is ready, my darling. Do not be afraid. Soon we'll be together again. Soon. They all rejected my father's life's work. Now they'll see. I can't hear you, darling. I can't. You're alive. I'm here.
I'm here. I'm here, darling.
It's true, Julia. I've seen it.
And you think that Tommy is somehow involved with this monster?
Well, not in creating it, but I think he found out about it by chance.
And Mrs. Marshall? She's part of it too?
Yes, she's lied too many times not to be.
Then she and Dr. Marshall, they would have to kill Tommy, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they?
Maybe not. Who would believe Tommy?
I would. You would too, Paul.
Damned if he isn't headed straight for the Frankenstein estate. Let's go, John.
When I remove the stitches and your hair grows back, no one will see the difference. In the meantime, this wig will do perfectly. Now, Charles, put your hands like this. When I release the paper, you try to catch it between your hands before it reaches the floor. But you must look into my eyes. Bravo, Charles. Reflex is perfect, pulse normal. Everything is all right. How could I possibly know our storm would come in time?
Of course you couldn't.
One thing more, Charles. You see that heavy table over there?
That one?
Go and lift it. Go on, Charles. Lift it.
All my life I've wanted to do something like that.
You can now, Charles. You're a young man again. Handsome, strong, intelligent, and beautiful man.
Mrs. Marshall! Mrs. Marshall!
What is it?
It's Captain Harris. I insist on seeing you.
You must see him, Tanya. He'll just keep on coming back. Come on, go and see him. Hurry.
I must see Dr. Marshall.
Impossible. He's still extremely ill. I cannot permit.
I'm not asking your permission.
Read. Harris. This is a...
Yes, it is,
I
Mrs.
shall
Marshall.
report you to your
You
superiors.
do that.
Please leave my home.
Not until I see your husband.
Really, you have no right, Captain Harris. My husband is very ill.
That's far enough, Captain. I'm sorry, Captain, but my illness is quite contagious. You shouldn't risk coming any closer.
I want to speak to you alone.
Whatever you have to say, I want my wife to hear it.
Very well. I came to warn you about the monster that you and Baron Frankenstein created. I hold you responsible in the deaths of 8 people, including the Baron.
Of course you can prove it.
If I could, I would be here to arrest you. I know that you are my proof. I want you alive, Doctor.
Why should anyone want to kill my husband?
Not anyone. Only the monster he helped to create. Of those killed, 4 were responsible for giving it life. You, Doctor, are the 5th and last.
That's absurd, Captain. How could Lynch and those other 2
By
men...
providing your father and your husband with corpses. I don't have to tell you how they were used.
How else are we to know what you are talking about?
Those jars in the laboratory, it won't be difficult to prove they contain human organs and not animal. No, Doctor. You never considered the creature might not appreciate your miracle. That's why he killed the Baron, the 3 other men. That's why he must kill you.
Why didn't he kill Charles when he killed my father?
Because your husband wasn't in the laboratory at the time.
This is the most extraordinary fable I've ever heard. You really disappoint me, Captain. A robber killed the Baron. As for those other 2 pyramids of integrity, anyone could have had sufficient reason to kill them. Perhaps it's your incompetence that's led your imagination awry. I suggest you take a
Very
long
well.
vacation.
I've warned you. Remember, lies can't keep you alive, Doctor. But I can.
Your concern is a great comfort to me. Good night, Captain.
I don't know what you've done with Thomas, but I'll find out. And when I...
We must get away tonight, Charles.
No, Tanya.
But, darling, Harris and his men will find the monster. They'll destroy it.
They don't know how. I do.
Every available man, Peter. I want this place surrounded. And make sure the men tell no one, especially their wives. Now hurry.
Yes, sir.
You don't know where to look.
It'll find me. Tonight. Tonight it will be here.
Charles. Wait, Charles! You don't have to kill it. He thinks he just killed you. It's finished. We can control it. It doesn't have to kill again. We can show the world that my father didn't fail. That he wasn't insane. Think of us, Charles. The power. The fame.
No! I must kill it!
Yes, you're right. Kill it.
Why did you change your mind, Tanya? Because you know that no matter which of us survives, you still win? You do know. You've always known.
Your voice, Charles!
It's Captain Harris.
See if he's dead.
Just unconscious.
All right, let him sleep it off.
Let's go!
Oh, you love me. You love me. Me. I belong to you. Yes, Thomas. My love.
Too late, Captain.
Get him out of here! Get him up! All right, let's go. Julia,
Tommy,
what are
maybe
you doing
it's
here?
better.
You've got to get out of here. I told you to stay out.